Hi guys, welcome back. I am Martinez and we are here for some more jerky tasting today. Now, before I get started, I just got to get something off my chest. And I do not know if I overreacted or not. So you guys can let me know if I did. But, I don't want to make this channel about this kind of a topic, but I just got to get something off my chest here. Me and my beautiful wife was shopping at our local Walmart today, and I don't know if you guys been to Walmart lately, but they do this thing where they want you to scan your receipt as you're leaving to verify that you have certain items paid for. So the situation was me and my wife checking out. We paid separately. She had her sections of groceries and I had my section of groceries. And we had our 2-year-old with us, and he was getting pretty ornery by the end of it. So after I paid my portion of it, I guess my first mistake might have been, if there was a mistake, was listening to my wife. Because she told me, hey, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and take the keys, run him out to the car, get it warmed up, and I'll fall out there and meet you there. So I did that. 5-10 minutes later, my wife comes walking out, shaking her head, shaking a little bit because she was pretty angry. I said, what's going on? And she said, they almost didn't let me leave. I said, you kidding me? Why? The Dr. Pepper. You had the receipt for the Dr. Pepper, so they wouldn't let me leave. So she started over and said as she was leaving, they asked to see her receipt. She was very upfront with them, said, hey, my husband just left here with my toddler. He was crying, took him out to the vehicle. Here's my receipt for what I bought. He has the other receipt. And they, she said, hey, the Dr. Pepper is on his receipt. Well, he must have just kind of ignored her and went to go scan her receipt and went to go look at that Dr. Pepper and said, well, hey, the Dr. Pepper's on a receipt. And she's like, no kidding, I just told you that. And they went on to say how company policy is. They can't let her, that they need to have, see the receipt for it, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, it got to the point where the guy stood in front of her and said, you can't leave unless I see that receipt. And she flat out told him, look, I bought these groceries. My husband bought these groceries. I am leaving. And if you want to come out with me and see the receipt, by all means, come on out, because he'll show you the receipt. The guy walked off to the side and said, well, you have a great night. And she walked right on out. And that's where I came in. So, and as she told me the story, I just couldn't believe it, right? Like, I already get agitated with the whole getting stopped. But the way in which that guy handled himself with my wife, I think was horrible. I come from 12 plus years of customer service in multiple industries where never in my wildest dreams would I imagine I would kind of give the customer a feeling like I think they are stealing something. And that's exactly how she felt. She felt like they were not believing her. And she even gave them the option to say, hey, you can come out with me. And they're like, nope, can't do that. Got to see the receipt before you leave. And my wife, she's a little bullheaded. She didn't let that happen. So she left. So I told her, hey, swing around the front. Let me go talk to the guys. So, I'm not going to go into too much more detail. But so I went in and talked to them. And unfortunately, the guy that was standing in front of her cart wasn't around. So I talked to the other guy that was up there. And, I said, hey, here's my receipt. You guys were such concerned to see the Dr. Pepper, that you were trying to prevent my wife from leaving. Who do you guys think you are? Telling my wife that she can't leave when she bought, with the groceries that we bought. And they went on, they stand behind their company policy, and, the only thing I got to say about that company policy is maybe they should hold their employees accountable to making sure that they got everything scanned correctly. Now, if they seen my wife or myself stick that case of Dr. Pepper down our pants, okay, all right, yeah, you can tell us to, wait, and we can't leave. But, the way that they handled that whole situation, to me, was ridiculous. What comes to mind to me is, instead of making the first accusation of making you feel like you stole something, how about first you go talk to the register lady. Say, get some confirmation. Better yet, go on out. Follow up with the story and make sure that she wasn't just feeding you BS, So, like I said, this is not what that channel was about. But I just had to get that off my chest. And I appreciate you guys for listening. And if you had similar experiences, I'd love to hear it. Because after this one tonight, I'm kind of thinking I'm going to take my business elsewhere. Even though the convenience is nice. But it was just unbelievable the way they treated her in there. And I am really glad that my wife held her composure the way she did, because she can get a little hot-headed. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know. I told the guy, I said, you guys gotta get together, figure it out, because I'm not the only one that feels that way, because I've talked to other people, and they feel that same way every time they go there, and a lot of them no longer go there. I think that might have been the bottom line for me. The shining moment for that whole thing, though, I got to give props. I won't throw any other guys' names under the bus here, so I'll keep it positive. But there was this guy, I think his name was Raymond or Ramon, I can't remember. But this young man came on over, recognized the situation, seeing I was kind of getting angry. I kept it pretty low key, but I was pretty stern, especially about the part when I said, "Don't tell my wife she can't leave. That don't fly." But this guy came over. He was genuine. He made me feel like he was really sorry for the way that how everybody felt about the whole situation. Everybody involved, my wife and myself. So kudos to him, and cheers to you, fella, because there's no hard feelings there with him, because I do feel like he did the right thing. He took the initiative. He came over, recognized the situation. So good job to you, buddy. Anyways, enough about that. Let's get to what we all came here for, and that's to see my meat. Is that joke getting old yet? Let me know. Anyways, we got the backdrop. Look at me, I even got some notes today. But as you may expect, or suspected, go Big Red. So I know last video we did jerky from Nebraska, and today we're gonna do another video on Nebraska. Okay, and this one comes straight from Lincoln, home of the Cornhuskers. Now, even though I was born in Iowa, I was raised to watch the Cornhuskers play. So I figured, why not? Big thanks to a couple buddies of mine, Mark and Tony. They were working in the area where I can get some of the stuff. I asked them to pick me up a couple bags, and they did. So what we got in the box today? Smoking Gun beef jerky out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Been around since about 2010. They do have a home store there right in Lincoln. Never been there. On my bucket list. I will get there someday. They have about 50 different varieties of beef jerky. And, God, I want to say about 15 of those are going to be in the spicy category, which is out of the 2 I picked. They got 7 different flavor rubs and marinades. And they even have their own line of pellet grills. So, as far as where they expand at, if you live in the Nebraska area, you're going to find smoking gun jerky at certain convenience stores and even some grocery stores. When I was on their website, and I will put their link in the description, when I was at their website, they did even have like a location where they were selling it in like Billings, Montana. So, but for the most part, it was all across the board in Nebraska and neighboring states. So some examples of their dry rub is they got like a Brazilian Steakhouse, Dynamite Dust, Wicked Awesome, and a Wicked Mary. Those are all flavor. You know, the Wicked Awesome is actually the flavor of jerky I got today. I would love to try that sometime on a nice steak or maybe pork tenderloin or something off my grill. Some examples of their jerky other than what I got here is they got like a Wicked Mary, they got an Extreme, and that's spelled with 3 X's, Extreme variety, and one that's even called Can't Fix Stupid. I have not tried that one. So, without further ado, this is what we're going to start with. We got 2 varieties today. We got Wicked Awesome, the Grim Reaper. Now, if you go on their website, Wicked Awesome, I think that was a 4-pepper. Grim Reaper, that's a 6. That is the spiciest ranking they had. And along with that, the Can't Fix Stupid was also a 6. So I would think that that's going to be pretty similar. So let's go ahead and go right into the Wicked Awesome. Now the prices for this is, at this in particular convenience store we found it at, it was $6.99 for a, let's see here, almost a 3-ounce bag. A little bit pricey. It's actually cheaper to buy it in the store versus online. I don't know if the shipping was figured into that pricing or not. I think it was $8 online. My mouth is watering just opening this up. Oh man. Now the Wicked Awesome, I've had this before. I will say, great flavor. A little bit of a bite. Not too much for someone like me that has a tolerance built up, but pretty good nonetheless. The texture on this is on the drier side, so if you're into that like I am, that is going to be delicious. Some of the ingredients they got, it doesn't look like any real spicy peppers. They do say chili peppers. So, and then just some of the more natural stuff you'll see, you know, like soy-based sauce, garlic, pepper, red pepper, salt, stuff like that. Lemon pepper, or lemon juice concentrate. So, again, you know, this one I think was ranked at like 4 peppers or something. Probably, I would consider that a medium range, because if I go through and try to eat that bag in one sitting, I do feel the heat. Definitely not something I would need to chaser with, though. But if a guy's thirsty, you gotta drink. Now, on to the Grim Reaper, the hottest variety they got. And again, guys, like I said, it's not worthwhile unless it tastes good too. And this definitely tastes good, and it's worth the pain and suffering that you get. Made with, Carolina Reaper pepper, habaneros, and jalapenos. So they use quite a few different varieties. I think I'm counting like 6 different peppers in this ingredients list. And it does have a distinct Reaper smell to it. This stuff is good. Again, same texture, nice on the dry side, right down my alley. I did not mean to take that big of a bite. Yep. It doesn't hit you immediately, but the more I chomp, I can feel my eyes watering. I can feel my mouth swollen. That deserves a chaser. Well, guys, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the description to the website, the Smoking Gun. That way you can check out their varieties. If you're ever in Lincoln to go see the Cornhuskers, you know, stop by their store, or if you have seen the store before, I'd like to hear about it, because I do plan on seeing them someday. They're open, I think, 7 days a week even. So, wow, my mouth is still watering from that. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to see more videos and keep up to date with all my videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Again, sorry for the, ratting on in the beginning. I appreciate y'all for listening. If you have your own stories, I'd love to hear them, because I'll lend an ear just like you guys did for me. Have a great night, guys. Thanks.